guys, this is the advisor and welcome back to my channel. Today I have to discuss a topic that I did not intend to discuss at all. I think it had been totally aired over the past several weeks and I just didn't want to flog an old horse, so I intended to leave it alone. However, I made a comment and somebody took me to task over it. And because they took me to task, I think I need to just give my piece on that specific issue. This topic is about the hitch slap at the Oscars. Now, the reason why the person took me to task is because I had said in a previous post that at the beginning of the post, I said that Will Smith was the biggest gyal clown, the emperor of all gyal clowns. I just said that in passing before getting into the topic, and someone took offense to it because they thought Will Smith is a knight in shining armor and is full of chivalry and he had done the right thing. Hence my coming to state why I beg to differ from this person, right? So here goes. I just think I need to clear this up and make this position clear. Okay, here goes. This the Oscar, right? This award event is one of the most prestigious on the planet. The only other event that could equate this as a one-off event each year or on a regular basis would be if it was a coronation of a king, or like the king of a monarch in England, or like the marriage of a monarch in England, or maybe the funeral of a monarch in England. That would, of course, be watched by a lot of people. Outside of that, there is actually very few, arguably, outside of those three events I spoke of a few moments ago. The Oscars here is probably the single most important event on the planet outside of those, right? That's the first thing. Now, the decision to go by Will Smith and his wife, they made a decision to go. And when deciding to go, I'm quite sure they had sat down together and decided how they would attire themselves. They knew how they were going to look going to the event. They had chosen their clothes and they had chosen their footwear. They had chosen everything, including hairstyles. Now, I'm assuming, and it can be reasonably assumed, that both of the decision for her to go barehead was taken by them both, as we can see as how the evening eventually turned out. They took a decision to go there with her head, with no headwear. So there they go. That was their decision. Now 3, they sat down in that event at the center front, virtually the front, where every camera would be focused on them. And why it would be focused on them too is because remember that they would be getting some kind of an award, or expected to get some kind of award. And at the very least, they were at the top of their game. They were a power couple in Hollywood. So wherever they were, they would have attracted attention. And to ensure they attracted attention, they make sure to go sit at one of the most salient points within the theater where the event is being kept. Now, also, so they made that choice. Now, the fourth point is that they knew who the presenter would have been, right? And they knew the presenter was Chris Rock. They knew what Chris Rock calls for. He is a comedian. He's not only a comedian, but he has no behavior where being verbose and roasting people is. He has no behavior. They knew that. They knew that. They sat at a strategic point where Chris Rock could see them as the host. What did they expect? Is it unreasonable to think that they know Chris Rock would have roasted everybody, including Jada Pinkett? Didn't they know? Come on. They knew. No. What did Chris Rock say? And I'm going to give verbatim exactly what Chris Rock said. Chris Rock said, Jada, I love you. G.I. Jane 2, can't wait to see it. Now, let us break that down to see where the insult in that is, right? And somebody need to tell me because I don't want to know. All right, G.I. Jane refers to a movie that came out quite a number of years ago, and it starred Demi Moore as G.I. Jane. She started as a recruit, as an army person, as a military person who was trying to get into one of those elite branches that was exclusively for men. And it showed her overcoming insurmountable odds from politicians to the heads of the generals and the bureaucracy and the government, and even down to the very master sergeant who was training her. They were all against her. She was there by herself in this training camp against the world, and they were piling up extra pressure on her just to have her quit, just to have her resign and let the place be exclusively male. And she overcome all the odds just to join this elite group. So it showed a woman, the heroine, portrayed by Demi Moore, overcoming the most insurmountable odds to join one of the most prestigious military groups in the United States. Now, if a person look at you and said, listen, I would like to see you, because what Chris Rock really said was, okay, you've already got the hairstyle, so now we would love to see you. Because what happened was G.I. Jane hairstyle looked exactly like Jada Pinkett did when she came on to the Oscars. That was how Demi Moore had to trim her hair low to look like that. So when he said, I would like to see you in a remake of G.I. Jane, how could that be an insult? How could it be an insult to say, I would love to see you in one of the most prestigious movies, playing the heroine who has given the world some life lessons that we all can learn from? It is because the movie is an inspiration for all women, for all people on a whole. You understand me? And how could that be an insult? I don't, and I need somebody who disagrees with me to come and explain how telling a person that you wish to see them making a movie about a heroine, playing the role of a heroine, overcoming insurmountable odds and win against the establishment to achieve your goals and achieve your dreams, and to tell me how that becomes an insult. I don't know how that becomes an insult, but somebody, I would like them to tell me. Okay? Now, next thing to look at, let's look at the alopecia, because alopecia is at the center of these things. I personally have known people with alopecia. I have known 3 people. When I was living in London, I've known 3 people who had alopecia. These 3 people were unrelated. One of them was a little girl about 7 or 8 years old. One was a woman of about 35 who lost her mother. And another one was another woman about in her 20s, going to high school, going to college. The first one, the reason that the thing that triggered her alopecia, she was about 7. It was triggered by her parents' breakup. She loved her father, and her parents broke up, and her father moved out. And the child so loved her dad, and not being able to see him, she developed this skin condition. Because alopecia is really about hormones affecting the hair follicles. I mean, it's more complex than that. But it's really the hormones, your body secreting certain hormones that affect the hair follicles and cause the hair follicles to die and no hair to grow in that spot. Well, that's in a nutshell. As I said, I'm no doctor, but that's the long and short of it. It's a hormonal imbalance thing. It's caused by hormone imbalance. So it can cause, so one of them, she lost her dad, or most likely her dad was ripped from her life, and it triggered alopecia in her. The other one, she lost her mother, and it triggered alopecia. One is because she was... it has something to do with some exams that she failed twice and couldn't get to move on, and it triggered alopecia. Anxiety, she had anxiety attacks, and it triggered it. So basically, I have an idea what causes alopecia, but I'm not talking about the causes now. What I'm more interested in is how alopecia looks. You see, alopecia, what it does, it makes the affected area of the scalp becomes bald, extremely. When I say bald, I mean it has shine as a newborn baby's behind when you have rubbed it with Vaseline. It is devoid of hair as a crystal ball. Now, the area that it affects, it can be very erratic. It doesn't affect one exact spot, or it can affect anywhere on the scalp, anywhere. And it can affect just a little dime-sized place, or it can affect half the head, or wherever. It affects in a haphazard way, and can be anywhere on the scalp and take up any amount. But it generally doesn't ball off the head fully, but it can. Now, let's look at Jada Pinkett's head. That is not, from the 3 cases of alopecia that I've seen, hers does not match any of those. Alopecia don't come with short hair. Alopecia does not come with short hair. Alopecia comes with shine spaces, sections on the scalp. Shine as shine can be. That's how alopecia comes. Now, you don't see any shine place in a Jada Pinkett head. What I saw was a full head of hair. How can you have alopecia with a full set of hair trimmed low? That is, you put the blade, this is when you put the blade on 1/4 inch and you just shave off all the hair to a 1/4 inch, or you shave it off fully and then it's growing back for about 2 weeks. It looks like a head that might have been trimmed to the scalp and have been growing back for about 2 weeks. That is how her hair looked, maybe 3 weeks. Or this is a hair that the day before, she might have put a shear to 1/4 inch and just run it across her taller hair and bring it to that length. Her hair is very uniform throughout her scalp. It is impossible, and maybe some doctor can come and correct me, but as far as I'm concerned, alopecia doesn't come with short hair. It comes with no hair in sections, no hair. Shine like a newborn penny just out of the mint without any hair whatsoever. Now, there's no section of her. All you see is a full head of uniformly trimmed hair. Here is my take on it. She using alopecia, she's feigning to have alopecia just so she can show off how should I say now? She wants to show off people from thinking about her entanglement. And she feel she want to play the victim. And how you play the victim is by saying, boy, I have alopecia. Then she trim the hair low and then say, see, I'm the victim. So she is trying to simply throw people off of her entanglement or whatever she have had, and saying this now would gain her sympathy. Right? So she's looking sympathy. And as far as I'm concerned, all this girl was looking was sympathy. Me, can I put it here that she don't have alopecia? And maybe some dermatologists who know better can come and tell me what type of alopecia she has that still makes she keep a full head of low hair. Just come tell me. Or somebody research it, because me not feel me need to do no research on this, because I've the little way me know, me think it is enough to tell me say alopecia ball out section of head and no weapon for your head have no peel out section, none. It's a uniform head of hair, uniform head of low hair. So when you see that man who knew what was the husband, who knew all that was going on, and he get up and go on stage and hit that man for just saying nothing insulting, who tried to show her that she's capable of becoming a heroine in a movie, and you get up, go back, go slap the man? Really? And come back and sit down? And I think one of the worst thing about it also, one of the worst thing is that the man come in front of the planet and go bawl. Really? Man don't, no, this, I mean, men do not cry, sir. Kittens cry, not real men. And I don't want to use the other word. I want to use the big cat, but let me just say kittens don't, real men don't cry, only kittens do. And if you weren't a clown, you wouldn't carry on the charade by making this woman who you develop this false narrative about insult and go up and hit a man. Really? Now, let's look at another thing pertaining to him hitting Chris Rock. Chris Rock, you know that this is what Chris Rock does. You know what Chris Rock does. And making up an insult to go hit Chris Rock is just not fair. It's just unreasonable out of this world. Right? And there is one more thing I think need to be said on this matter. No. You can go put on cowballing. You can go be violent to another man who did not do anything more than gave credit to your woman, and you took it to heart to the point where you went and be violent to this man, and after doing that you turn around and go up on the stage and then put on cowballing. You go put on cowballing after you were violent to somebody else over something that was totally made up. And hold on, let me tell you something. No man, no real man put on cries in front of the world or cries in front of even his wife. And I'm sorry, a lot of people will disagree, but that's for another topic. But as far as I'm concerned, once you bawl in front of a woman, I think you have relinquished your right to be called a man. Well, in most cases, there may be exceptions, but broadly speaking, that is my position. And I have never bawled in front of a woman since I left off my mother's breast milk. It just doesn't happen. But anyway, that's his. So when I call this man a kitten, in every way, he is a kitten. And a big, big sappy kitten at that. So I leave it there. And if anybody is going to come at me and tell me I'm wrong, remember I gave 4 specific reasons, all right? Or was it 5 reasons why I think this was not a case where this should have happened. Now, I want somebody to come and then give me reasons why they think I'm wrong. Try to beat down any of these points that I made, because I made points based on facts and based on rationality. So tell me I'm wrong. Somebody I spoke to said to me, say, listen man, here is what. The woman free if come without ball, come without hat if she feel like coming, and she free if sit down where she want to sit down, anywhere in there. So so there you go. But hold on, this was never about freedom. This was never about her wanting to her freedom to do what she want, because it is implicit in the nature of human beings to have a certain they feel the freedom to go where they want to go and sit where they want to sit and wear what they want to wear within reasons. And she chose to appear like that. But she feel that she and her husband feel that it is their right to take away Chris Rock's right to comment. But nobody's seeing that. Nobody's mentioning that. And I would like somebody to mention that, because just like how she have a right to come there as she is, he has a right to comment. And he shouldn't be penalized for it, because they knew it was the man's job. Anyway, that's the reason why I say that man is the biggest and stoppiest of kitten in human history. And I will continue to say that. I welcome comments. See you guys. Thank you for listening. Over and out.